Janelle from the HR best squad. Every single view, no one can take guard. Vision of the crew, unstoppable in your face. All I say, we speak the truth.
The legend in the building.
Yeah. You just can't see me.
It don't matter.
Yep.
We see her.
See her.
That's all that matters right now. We see the legend. We know you sexy, my dude. We know you sexy.
We see you every week.
We see you every week. We get tired of you.
It's not far-fetched.
I've been seeing you for over 30 years of my life.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So yeah, fun fact, they're actual brothers.
Okay, I was wondering, like, it must be relatives or something.
Streets are here.
30 years.
Yo, Spence, you know about the intro, right, Spence?
Yeah. Yep.
We live already right now. The people are
Yeah.
coming in. The people are coming in. But we still need the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what's going to be a historic episode of the Jobbertears podcast. We have a phenomenal guest with us today. But before we do, she's going to introduce herself because I can't do it any justice. We got the boys had did a special intro for our guest, so we're setting that up.
No, nothing special. I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to let the people know because sometimes
People forget.
people forget. People really be forgetting on these streets.
Yes. You know, shout out to Stephanie Hardy. She said hi, Jazz. You know, she's saying hi to you. You know, the Stephanie
Hi.
Hardy podcast. Shout out to Gene. Shout out to my son Trells, aka Snugs. You know why he calls Snugs in the streets. Dang.
If you ever get some time, you should go on to Stephanie Hardy's podcast.
Yes.
You should go on there.
Okay.
That's some
Tell her to
tips.
hit me up.
I got you. I got you.
Definitely will. She's definitely a super, super sweetheart. And
Like
making
you
moves.
ever met somebody that's got the soul of like an angel? Facts. So that's what she got.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
All right. You ready, Spence? Throw that on. Hold on. Is the ox on? All right. Cool. Throw the theme song on, baby.
Oh, I got bass in it today. Oh, she even bobbing.
Yeah.
It's hard today, baby. Like,
Had a little bit more bass in it today.
All right.
It had a lot more bass in it than I've ever heard in my life.
What's up? That was dope.
Oh man. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to say this because we don't give our legends, especially our black legends,
Absolutely.
their flowers enough. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls who are watching at home, who are at the crib
or at work.
who are listening right now, we got a legend in the building.
In the building.
15 plus years in the business.
15 years.
Say that again.
15 years.
15 plus years in the building, in the business.
Like 20 plus.
Sorry.
Let's run that back.
20 plus years in the business. ECW, WWE, WWF.
Don't forget what you did at WrestleMania.
Hold on.
No. So that was what I
Hold
wanted
on,
to
because we're gonna get to that.
We're gonna
We're gonna get to that. Impact.
Ooh, NWA.
But
The
hold
longest
on. Hold on.
reigning
Third
champion.
longest NWA champ in history.
In history. Over
While
nine-
being a CLB.
over 900 days.
Over 900 days.
Doesn't get any better.
But she not gonna admit this. The streets won't admit this, but we're gonna say it here. Of course. She was one of the main reasons why Trish Stratus got over. Come on, let's put it out there. Put it out there on the streets. Come on. Teach these devils. Because without her, low key there will be no megastar Trish Stratus. And the other thing about she's amazing. She hasn't been in WWE in how many years, but yet they put on the top 50 greatest women wrestlers of all time. She's on that list.
On that.
So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Jazz, but you know what? Let's not start yet. Because her being a black woman, she represented something big
and different.
She wasn't about the TNA. She was about the hands and the feet. And I was beating people up. She had Teddy Long throwing shoes at people. Technician in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, but you know what? She's more important to Janelle because she looks like Janelle. Representation matters. So Janelle, talk your shit.
So though I would tell the boys, it is, mind you, this I've been wanting to interview you for the past year and a half. Like, it's the funniest thing, and the boys can attest to that, just because of the influence you've had on the business. And I realized on the way here, I said, if it wasn't for women like Jazz and how she entered a triple threat at WrestleMania 19, then it wouldn't have been a main event this year with two Black women in wrestling. And it clicked to me. I didn't think about it being, because I went to Tampa, and let me tell you, Jazz was out here throwing these men out at the Great Sweatpants Battle Royal. She was throwing them left and right. So I was proud. Me and Tasha was on commentary, proud, because we were just like, this is a queen here doing her thing.
Oh, you was doing commentary?
Yeah. I was there. So it just was an honor to just do that in itself. I've never done commentary during WrestleMania weekend. So thank you to Miss Faye Jackson for definitely being a support system for me. But on the way here, I thought about it. I said, there would have been no footstone. There wouldn't have been no trail if Jazz was not in that triple threat match at WrestleMania 19. And I said that for me is what clicked it all together. And even though we always talk about, we always talk about representation. We always talk about women in wrestling, Black women in wrestling. And, they're far and in between. But the ones that are around is the reason why there are so many more now. So I just had to thank you for that, because that alone, I was just like, yo, it wouldn't have been Sasha and Bianca if she didn't do what she did at WrestleMania 19. No one talks about it. No one mentions it.
No, and for sure they don't talk about WrestleMania 18. You forgot about 18, right?
I did it. I just wanted you to alley hoop that in.
So the people that don't know what happened at WrestleMania 18, let's talk about it. Let's start it off.
I am the first ever African American female of WWE to walk out of WrestleMania, going into WrestleMania as the women's champion, and walking out as the women's champion.
Who you beat, Jazz? Okay. Who you beat, Jazz? Who you beat?
I beat that was Trish and Lita.
But
did she just harmonize that?
But
did she cheat it? Nope.
No.
No.
Clean.
She Jericho. She did it herself.
Clean.
Clean.
You know what that means? That means she was over.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That means she was the face of the division.
Ooh. Let's not forget, she wasn't a WWE creation. She was an ECW creation. The fact that she able to win a champ. Talk to them.
No, it's the truth.
And that's the one that's never brought up. WrestleMania 18 is never brought up ever.
Which is crazy to me, because
I didn't know that.
Especially after the hype for this year's Mania, that's never brought up.
It would have clicked. But, that's just, and that's why we wanted to bring you on. We wanted to hear your stories, your trials and tribulations, because it's important. And as Sir Wilkins mentioned, to give your flowers now, it shouldn't be where you're 6 feet under and now we're talking and having a kumbaya moment. It should always be where you're live and in color and be able to say, these are my stories, these are my words, this is what happened to me.
And to say thank you.
Nah, you did. I was doing so I do a little segment called Coffee Talk, and I always wanted to talk about you, and then I started going back on your matches to do some research, and I was like, yo, she was
out here strong styling.
She was a beast.
She was out here strong styling.
She was a beast. Physically, she looked amazing. No disrespect to your husband. I know he could probably beat my ass.
Don't tell him though. He crazy.
He probably in the background y'all better chill.
I'm listening, niggas.
Right.
No, it's good. It's good.
But you looked amazing. But your in-ring work, low-key, was ahead of its time.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I say. I was ahead of my time. But you know what? But I feel I was still at the right place at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
You made a difference. I hope you don't. You understand that you made a difference in the business. Without you, there wouldn't be Alicia Fox.
Yeah, I was gonna say we can go down the list.
There wouldn't be a Naomi, and there wouldn't be a Bianca Belair, because in my opinion, you're the prototype to what Bianca kind of is today. A fit African American woman. Muscles, athletic,
yes,
all of
entertaining,
because to be honest, the women's division ain't had too much charisma at the time, but she did. Jazz did.
And she was honest and spoke her truth. And,
Exactly.
and it translated on TV. Like that's always been my issue more recently in wrestling is how things are translated from TV to fans. And at that time, it was just like it didn't matter what else was going on when she was on TV and she spoke. It was like, oh, sis is really talking to us. Like she knows how we feel.
Yes. And that's one thing I could say. They never tried to change me. They never tried to sexualize me. You know what I'm saying? Like they just let me go out there and be me. And honestly, I don't think I would have been able to change. You know,
how'd you pull that
like
off?
what I gave is what I had.
That is true. So no, Starbucks, what did you ask?
No, I was like, how did she pull that off?
Yeah.
Because at that time, how did you not when creative came, you like, yo, we need to do this. Like
They never did. You know, I come from ECW, and only thing they ever told me is like you're gonna be a heel, and you know, so I had to go back and just study film all over again because I had focused on being a face for so long in ECW. And yeah, that's basically it. They just let me go out there and just be me. And I think it was so different from what they've ever had, you know, because even with Jacqueline, you know, she was an ass kicker too, but she still had to do panties and bra matches and you know what I'm saying? And yeah, the gimmick matches. And you know, I was never ever forced to do any of that. And it was just
She really wasn't. Remember that? I forget what Royal Rumble it was. I think it was the one here at the Garden, and they had the bikini contest, and you could see and they had Ivy, they had Luna, they had mad people at the time. And it was just like, I can never see her doing that.
That is true.
yeah, like that just wasn't my gimmick. You know, I was totally anti-diva, and you know, just brought something totally different to the table. And I think that's what WWFE needed at the time. It was something different, so I guess they were like, "Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it."
Good thing at the time, because I feel like now it would have been a totally different scenario.
There's so many questions. There's so many questions I have for you right now.
Start from the top, and we'll go around.
I think let's do the present. Should we do the present?
Should we go from now and then work our way back?
Yeah, let's work for the present, because even though you accomplished so much in the past, you are accomplishing a lot of stuff now. And so what made you come out of retirement to start wrestling again, first of all?
You know, again, so passionate. I love this business, regardless of, you know, how people feel that I've been underrated, mistreated, or whatever. The business I can always say has been great to me. You know, I've gotten to travel the world and, you know, see amazing things. And so it's just like, I put in my retirement, but like the next week, I didn't even really have time to put my boots in the closet, you know, and you know, when the phone rings, it's like, you just got to get up and go get it. And I just felt maybe I had just a little bit more left in the tank, you know, but truthfully, and I don't try to fool myself. I'm not the Jazz you saw in 2001, 2005, 2008. I'm not that same Jazz, you know, and I know that. And that was the main reason I was like, it's time for me to call it quits, because if I can't go out there and be the ass kicker that I'm known to be and what I am, then, you know, I just don't want to be out there. So it took me a little while to actually accept the challenge and impact, because I knew there was no way I was going to be able to keep up with TV style again. Now, in the end is I got you all day, every day. Give me 20 minutes, I got you. But that TV pace, it's a little bit different. So it was just, you know, I felt, and that was another promotion I've never had the opportunity to work with. Again, you know, add that to the
to the,
you know,
there you go.
There you go. I had to add that one, you know, and let that be part of my legacy as well. So I can say I've pretty much worked with every promotion known to mankind.
Can you explain
that's irrelevant? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've been
You
on
know
that.
what, girl? I'm glad you said that because I was sitting here. That's irrelevant. That's relevant. You know. 'cause-
Yeah, that's relevant. Yes.
What's the difference between indie style and TV style for the people that are listening? Because you mentioned it's different.
Yes, TV, it's a faster pace because you have a time limit, although you have time limits on the indies as well, but the pace is a little bit faster. You know, if you got 5 minutes, you got 5 minutes to go out there and tell your story, to get the point across. And with the indies, you can go out there and you can kind of pace it out a little bit slower, tell a better story, slow it down. And also, a lot of times, we bullshit a lot of times in the indies. Sometimes we get away with doing a whole lot of nothing, so it's just a different pace.
So now looking at your time at Impact and things like that, what's some advice you gave to some of the girls? Like I know we're really close with Tasha Steeles, and after she wrestled you and Jordan Grace, all she said was, "This was my dream." She didn't even know what to say, what to do. So it just was so funny that was her instant reaction, but it was just also it goes to how strong you come to the locker room for women, especially of color. So what are some advice that you ended up giving to, because I know the girls, it was like, Jazz, what should I do? How do I do this?
They all call me auntie. I was auntie all weekend long in Tampa.
Yeah,
it was.
they call her auntie Jazz. So no, that is, so what is some advice you gave to the ladies in the Impact locker room, especially because it's such a a big difference in terms of not only age but just talent in terms of wrestling, because what was going on in the early 2000s is not going on in 2021. So
yeah, I basically just tell the girls to be true to who they are. Don't be sellouts. Now more than ever we have a voice, and and utilize it. Speak up, when you feel you need to, because there was a time that, we had to keep our mouths just closed. I mean, tight, just be thankful that we given an opportunity, we would go to, venues where we wouldn't have dressing rooms. We had to sneak off in the bathroom to get dressed, or, we had to dress right there, hold a towel up or whatever. So these are the things now I feel that women today, are more, they get to voice their opinions a little bit more and, and speak up, even when it comes to storylines, just things that you feel that's, doesn't fit, and you being sexualized or not everybody wants to be, a sex kitten, and
Facts. I mean,
yes. But I
it,
basically just tell the girls just to try to be unique. Don't try to copy anyone. I've never tried to be like anyone else. I always tried to be totally different from anyone. And I thought, and I still think that I am today different. I'm walking around with a shaved head, like something that's going to make it stick out.
So, wow. So, Jazz, I have a couple of questions for you. One of my questions is, what made you become a CEO?
Again, I took a little break from wrestling for a little while, and I was like, I'm just gonna go get me a shoe job here and just try to see what type of career I could blend in with. And the CEO was just perfect. It was a perfect fit, First of all, it was great insurance.
Well, that's important.
So that was like one of the main reasons right there. Because, in wrestling, we don't have insurance. So, yeah, but I loved it. I ended up with a cush job. I worked in the food service department. I was actually the one who ordered all the food for the facility and the staff and everyone. So it was pretty cool. I had a couple of inmates working underneath me. It was cool. They called me Miss B. I was Miss B over there in the jailhouse.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So I have a little bit more questions. I want to dive deep into that when you were CEO. Like, what kind of things that you took away from that life that you was able to apply to the wrestling ring? Well, the wrestling, I want to say ring, the wrestling environment.
Well, again, I wasn't on the floor with them, so I didn't see a lot of the crazy things that went on. I actually worked with people that wanted to try to, have something to do in their pastime and earn money. So, they were about having a job and not getting in trouble. And a lot of times I would just give them advice. It's like, why do you keep coming back to this place? It's like a revolving door. Like if you get out, if you go into the same environment, you say it's not working, try something different. Like stop hanging out with the same messed up crowd that's causing you to come back to this place. So it was basically me just trying to just give them a little advice, just like be real with yourself. The shit ain't working all these years. It's time to try something different.
Bars. You spitting here, Jazz. You spitting.
Yeah.
So you have a school, right? Currently?
Yes, they do. Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the school and how did it come about?
Yes, Dog Pound. That's something Rodney and I started probably in I got the shirt on now, 97.
Oh,
I did not know it was that long.
I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah. We've been doing it for a while. Of course, we had to, put it on hold a few times because of our career. We was still, out and about on the road, and even in our time in WWE, so we had to put it on hold a couple of times, but pretty much everywhere we moved, we brought the Dog Pound with us. We lived in Texas. We had the Dog Pound there. We went to Louisiana, Jonesboro, Arkansas, so now we back in Texas. Like, so everywhere we go, like we make that a part of our lives. And now, we've teamed up with Thunder Rosa, and, we're loving it. We're having a blast. And, it's all about giving back and trying to save the business.
So you mentioned about saving the business. That actually kind of is a great segue into my question is, what do you feel has been lost in wrestling? What's some things that you feel like are either lost or missing? Like what I guess in that terms has been, disappeared in your
believability, selling.
No, say
believability.
Say that again. Say that again, because these guys get at me all the time for talking about it. Please explain that. Yo, you be capping, dog.
I mean, we know it's a work. I mean, it's no secret now. It's a work, but still, you got to treat it like it's a shoot. Your mentality got to be treated like it's a shoot. Your psychology got to be, treated like it's a shoot. What would you do if you was in this situation for real? Would you run up to him and slap your leg, or you finna run up to him and actually kick the dog crap out of him? We just like that rugged style. I mean, I'm a big fan of the 80s, man, and that's when wrestling was drawing huge. So I'm a big fan of the Stan Hansons, the Ric Flairs, the Arn Andersons, oh my God, the list can go on and on. Junkyard Dog, the list can goes on and on. But yeah, it's all about believability, man. It's a lot of this pretty fancy crap. It's cool and it's nice, but it's not believable. And when you got a little 8-year-old, 10-year-old kid in the audience saying it's fake, then something's wrong.
I mean,
well, she has a point.
I'm gonna be
she does, but it's kind of like
think about it. When we were 7, 8 watching WWF at the time, I thought all that shit was real.
But we didn't have the internet though.
No, but you also just like take away the internet.
Just like face value.
Fine.
But I thought all that shit was
because
real. Like
it's when you watch it, like I'm talking about Attitude Era, Ruthless Aggression Era, Pine in the beginning of that. You were part of that a little bit. When you watch it, you have this big dude and a smaller dude. The small dude's getting his ass whooped. How is he beating the bigger dude? By using his quickness and his smarts. Now the little dude is beating up the bigger dude, and it's like, yo, that's not believable.
Off the first 10 minutes of the match.
First 10 minutes of the match.
And the little dude don't want to sell.
And they don't want...
Exactly.
They don't want to sell.
But
everybody's a Stone Cold now, right?
Yo, my gosh. Yo, I feel Not everybody has to be anti-hero. Why can't you just be the guy who wakes up, has 9 to 5, and love your company? Not everybody has to go against the system.
But this
Some
is the
people
same
believe in
people
system.
that would go pay $20 to go see a movie, and it's the same thing. You have a villain, you have a hero, right? So you have your heel, you have your face. It's all the same.
But I think
you pull for that underdog to come up and hopefully kick the dog crap out of the villain at the end. You know, like we just had King Kong and Godzilla, right?
So I just watched that this morning.
Yeah.
I literally just watched that this morning.
She used King Kong versus Godzilla.
No,
That's amazing.
But it was perfect. Only,
It does make
it was
sense.
so good because I watched it this morning and I'm asking Mikey mad questions because I'm a logical person. So like if it don't logically make sense, I'm saying here like what's going on here? But when they both came together to beat the bigger guy, I was just like, okay, all
Again,
right.
why is Rocky the biggest baby face of all time? Rocky Balboa.
Because movie
He
purpose.
got his ass beat, and we couldn't wait to the end of the movie. Hopefully, he come back and
Because when the Russian guy beat him, ain't nobody touching him.
I ain't gonna front. When like Apollo died in the ring, dogs, I cried, man. I wanted Rocky to come back though. I wanted Rocky to come back
because you had that sympathy for him. You was pulling for him.
Yeah, but I feel like that's what's kind of missing in wrestling. I feel like that sympathy.
That's what's missing.
Like for instance, going back to Edge, Roman, and Daniel Bryan this weekend, and it was just like everybody was so sympathetic on Edge, him coming back, winning the Royal Rumble, being number one, all base, and then it all falls down, and it was just like, oh. Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's
all right. You know what?
I told everybody. I said, listen.
Let's ask Jazz. What does she think about that?
Let's ask Jazz.
Because
I didn't see it. Honestly, I didn't see it, and I only caught the highlights of the girls.
But
what I will say though is that I can respect the ending. I wasn't mad at the ending. It just was like, okay, that sympathy thing that Edge had, and even Daniel Bryan to a certain extent, it was just poof, it was gone.
So what she's talking about is Roman Reigns. I don't know if have you been keeping track? Probably not.
Yeah.
No, you're too busy on these streets. So Roman Reigns is the biggest heel in the business right now, right? Mm-hmm. Edge, you know who Edge is, obviously. He comes back, wins the Royal Rumble, and he had to give up his title years ago because of his neck injury, all of that, this and that. Everything was going good. Where you're like, yo, oh my God, this is Edge. Edge is like, yo, his neck is broken out. And it's like, yo, he's getting a second chance in the business. Yeah. So, and he also came back from a second injury.
Yeah.
Then he turns heel.
A smidge. He did heel. I didn't feel like he turned officially heel.
He turned heel.
He did heel shit.
He turned heel. And then Daniel Bryan inserted himself in the thing. So, to going back, but what you said, and it's also what Janelle was saying, you lost the sympathy card for Edge, where you're watching the match, you're like, oh my God, I want him to win. It kind of disappeared a little bit. We're like, okay, I just watch a good match. And I think that's what you're kind of saying, where it's like, if I'm correct, where you need that drama, that back and forth drama between two wrestlers, because
I get it now.
Because the thing about it, the comeback, there's something called a cutoff and a comeback.
Yes.
The heel cuts you off because you're beating up the heel, and then you cut it off. The heel cuts it off. So now at that point, am I correct? Just tell me if I'm wrong, Jazz. Your sympathy goes up like, damn, he had a chance of beating him.
Yes.
And the match continues because the heel works most of the match.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And then what happens next? The comeback from the baby
face. Yes.
Because you're like, oh my God, he's gonna pull it off. He's gonna pull it off.
Yes.
And that's the up and down drama. And they kind of did that in the match.
No, they did. I'm not gonna take that away because there were moments where I like wrestling being a roller coaster. I like that feeling of, you know what, we're going up, oh shit, we're going down, up.
Sound like they did like a little swerve, huh?
I felt like kind of, because it all leading up felt like, all right, they may give it the Edge. I wanted Daniel Bryan to win. Like, you wanted everybody but Roman to win at that point.
But the thing about it was, the original plan was supposed to be Edge versus Roman originally, and then they added on Daniel Bryan.
Right.
So that kind of messed with the whole dynamic of the storyline. So I have to say,
but hold on. We can't be breaking down the wrestling, man. We have a legend here.
My bad, Jazz. Sorry, Jazz.
We have a legend.
Apologize, Jazz.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm loving it.
But so to go back to what you're saying, you're talking about one of the things that's missing. To answer Janelle's question, it was having that drama, which is the baby face versus the heel, and the believability where you're like, yo, you believe this thing, even though we all know it.
What's going?
This is a work.
Yeah, what it is.
So yeah, so that is something I believe. So do you tell your students that?
Yes.
How do you communicate that to your students? Because on TV, it's not as what you're saying all the time. So how do you convince them to like, yo, you got to be believable?
Before you answer that, I want to add on to it. Like, how are you able to teach this generation differently how you was taught? Add on to the question you just asked too.
Basically, we make them slow down, and when a person have a hold on you, sell the hold. Sell. Stop trying to fidget and get out. Sell. Let the people register what's going on. That's the whole thing. I don't think so much boom, 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 boom. The people can't register on what's going on. You don't know what's getting kicked or hit these days. Did he kick his neck? Did he kick his leg? What's injured? Because they're not selling it, to making us believe that his neck is really hurt. Oh my God, or his leg could be broken, So that's what we're throwing at our kids.
No, I appreciate that.
So talk a little bit. Sorry to cut you off, Lowe's. So talk a little bit now. I guess we're working backwards. Talk a little bit about like what got you into wrestling. Like who inspired you? How did you get a school? Like because you were coming from being super duper athletic in college, doing a damn thing, and then it just cut off. So talk a little bit about that journey.
I think because I've always been pretty athletic, I had a homeboy of mine. He was going to train at the time. He was like, girl, y'all to come on over here and train with us. I'm like, bro, no. Like, I ain't getting on TV making a fool out of myself. Because at the time, I'm from Memphis. So I'm watching USWA. I'm watching Lawler. Where'd You Be Fine? Jacqueline, which was Miss Texas then, and very entertaining. Like, we loved it. We wouldn't miss a Saturday TV at all, Saturday wrestling. But I gave it a shot, and it was something that I was like, not sure if this is for me. Not wrestling. I said, well, maybe if I be a manager or valet, I can come out, get hype the crowd up, bob around a little bit, kind of like what Naomi and the other girl were with the Funkadelic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I could do that for sure, But someone approached me and said that Junkyard Dog was having a school in Louisiana, and if I wanted to train, that would be a good opportunity for me. So I packed up and went to Lafayette, Louisiana, and started training underneath Junkyard Dog, and trained with him for a few months. He had to leave and do other things, and then a guy by the name of Rod Price. A lot of people, he don't get a lot of recognition, but that was like Stone Cold's first tag team partner.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes, that's the Rugged Rod Price, and that's who JBL mentioned in his Hall of Fame speech.
He did.
Yeah, he gave JBL his first match. Yes. So, yeah, and he came in to Louisiana, and he told me, he's like, Jazz, if you really want to make it in this business and make money, you're gonna have to wrestle. Like, they ain't gonna pay you to walk around and try to be cute. And I guess he knew, a woman of color. I don't know if that was the deal or what. But, he was brutally honest with me. And I was like, okay, so if I want this to work, then I got to get down and dirty. And that's what I did. I trained underneath him for about 8 months. He was in ECW as one of the Baldies, and told me about the tryout in ECW. And I went there, and
the rest
here we are today.
So talk a little bit about how you actually came up with your name. Like where did Jazz come from?
Well, it was Jasmine. If you remember my original ECW jacket, it had JAZZMYN. Jasmine. Yes, but everybody just started calling me Jazz, and I guess it just I guess I look more like a Jazz than a Jasmine. I don't know. I mean, my husband doesn't even call me my real name. I'm Jazz with him. So
Really?
Wow.
How did you guys even meet? If you don't mind talking about that, because I think it's so interesting because everyone always talks about like the lifestyle, the wrestling lifestyle, being on the road. And most people in the business, they end up with and marrying someone in the business. So how did you guys connect?
We've been married now for, oh my God. Been wrestling for what? 22, 23 years. Yeah, we're married 21, 20, 22, 23 years. We've been married almost just as long as we've been
in the business.
successful. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
So
Yes,
yeah,
because you got to think about it. My career, I had a quick jump start. Honestly, I did. I don't know if you really heard what I said, but I was like, I trained with Rod Price for like 8 months.
Oh yeah, you said under a year. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I did my tryout, and then that was it. I was like with ECW. So yeah, so just blessed again, right place at the right time. So when people try to tell me you don't get, you're so underrated, and I'm like, you know what? The time I had, I was at the perfect place for the perfect time. Because who knows, if I was here now, I probably wouldn't have the opportunities that I had then.
Nah, let's go with
Because there's so many women now. There was only, like in ECW, there was only like 3 girls on the whole roster.
Like on one hand, how many girls?
Yeah. Even when I was in WWE, we had maybe 7. Think about what they have now. They got 27 just in NXT.
Yeah, right.
Dang.
Yeah.
It's a lot of.
I never saw it that
Now,
way.
if you really look at it,
yeah,
it's a lot of women. NXT got
their whole show, like I would say 45, even half.
I think it's 50.
No, but half of the show is always women on the TV screen.
Yeah,
nonstop.
It's a rise. Like you have all female promotions now.
Right.
Yeah, and plus, women really is a big draw now. We really are. The ratings don't lie. The numbers don't lie. The company I work for a company here in Texas, SWE, and the women's division, like the ratings are higher than some of the men matches. And it's always been like that, but it's just a man's world, and they try to make sure we was always pushed to the back. But now, if you want to make money, you got to push us forward.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't leave us, can't throw us in the back now.
We had spoke to Thunder Rosa actually earlier this week. We had interviewed her, and she mentioned about you guys still doing shows, and like even during the pandemic time, there was 300 people coming out.
Yes,
for an all women's
promotion. Yes.
So just stuff like that, like, and that's why like we want to do like interviews like this and just have people just know like this is what's going on, because even though we're here in New York, we have friends down in the Carolinas, but just you guys being in Texas, like it's a movement, and the only way for it to keep going up is if we have conversations like this and we let people know. Because I didn't know when Thunder Rosa said 300 people, I was like,
right,
where?
I was shocked.
How?
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
It's like it's a thing.
And the promotion is just here in Texas. Like Texas wrestling is just so, oh my God, it's just so much history in Texas. Again, the promotion I work for, SWE, we're drawing over 1,000.
Are you serious?
It's like, see,
yes,
crazy.
Yes, we're drawing over 1,000.
Wow,
per show.
Because you got to think about it. Like Texas is actually perfectly placed because you have still that like lucha kind of wrestling that people have fans, and they are hardcore fans. Like I honestly think lucha fans is like that level of like where they'll spend $50 general admissions.
Yeah,
like period. And I didn't see that until Vince was on that show here in the Bronx. And it was an all lucha show in the Bronx, and general admissions was $50. I said, "What? That's
crazy, right?
It's crazy." But so you have those fans, and they're so close to Mexico and things like that, and then you just have fans of wrestling that, as Jazz mentioned, like history and grew up around it, and you can be in your backyard and build a wrestling ring and call it a day, type of thing.
Dang, that is true.
And SWE, we're doing like the old school style. We're not doing a lot of flip flopping, and the fans really appreciate that because they see that all day long on TV. And I'm not saying it's completely wrong. You want a little bit of old school with the new school. Like you need that, But yes, here in Texas, SWE, man, you better keep your eyes open for us because we're growing. We have TV, we have Teddy Long, we have Mark Henry. Oh my God, we have Kevin Sullivan and myself, my husband, Charlie Haas.
Ooh. Wait, what? We've been looking for that man for a while.
Yeah.
Like when I saw Shelton Benjamin come, I was like, "Where Charlie Hawks at?"
Yes, we have Charlie. Charlie Haas is the heavyweight champion. Rodney's the TV champion. Yes.
Oh man, we have to go.
Yes, we have Melina. We have Melina here with
Melina's
us.
here? Oh.
Yes.
Yo, you guys are a powerhouse,
Right.
down there.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. That's what I'm saying. Don't shut your eyes. Don't blink on us, baby.
So
Yes.
I want to talk about this real quick because June 26th you have a booking. Do you know about that? The Black
Of course
Girl
she knows
Magic?
about that.
Yes, June 26th against Trisha Dora. Yes.
We're super excited about that because that's up here by us.
Yes.
And we're super excited about this match. And I really want to see you versus Trish really badly.
I'll tell you what, when I announced my retirement, that was the first thing that was posted. Like, you got to work Trish. You got to have a match with Trish. Trisha Dora. So a lot of people want to see this match.
Well, we're gonna be able to see it.
Like, seriously, that was all on my Twitter feeds. Like, you and Trisha Dora. Like, it's got to happen. Somebody booked this. So finally, yes, it's signed and sealed. Yeah.
So, like, outside of her, is there anyone else, like, whether it's indies, main, promotions, so anyone else you would love to get in the ring with before you honestly, because I always, us loving wrestling and us having our podcast and things like that, like we, have a lot of friends, whether in and out of the ring. And really, for me personally, no one ever retires. Like, y'all can play that retirement card all you want, but I personally, no one ever retires. Like Ric Flair is the definition of I'm retired, but I'm not ever gonna retire. So
Harry Funk.
The list goes on and on about how, like, it's just like, come on, guys, stop playing with me. Like, you're not gonna retire. But before you really, really decide to hang out those boots, is there anyone else, or is there a few people that you would love to get in the ring with, just just so that not only the fans know, but like, future bookings, like, can make things happen. Like,
if there's anyone that I would get in there. I would go to the gym. I'd drop me about 10, 15 pounds, and I would do whatever I had to do so I can go and make this match happen and give her the best that I have for sure. And I would say that's Charlotte Flair.
Ooh. Say that again. Who?
Charlotte Flair.
Why?
Because I love her style. She's a worker, and I just believe her and I could go in there and just have great chemistry together and just tell one heck of a story and just, and it's money. I believe that her and I, one-on-one is something that would be WrestleMania match.
Listen, if anyone that has any connections to WWE that is listening to the Jobbertears podcast, you heard it first. Like, you might need to make this happen.
Listen, you can't deny. Listen, we all know she got multiple championships, this and that, and she is pushed to the moon. But at the end of the day, she delivers,
and it's
not her fault.
She works.
I love her work. I love her work.
She's a good employee.
She's a good employee, and her in-ring is top tier.
It's not her fault. She's just doing her job really well. Just blame the company for not pushing no one else.
Employee of the month.
No, she's employee of the decade.
A little bit.
But
the match she had with Trish, oh my god. She
that a lot of people don't talk about.
She did that. Charlotte Flair made that happen.
This is a banger.
That was a good one. I did not see that coming. Actually, so that was a good one.
Can you name a couple of male wrestlers that you
I don't want to wrestle any man.
No, not wrestle them. Not wrestle them.
She said absolutely not.
Not wrestle them, but you are.
She made that very clear.
Like you are a fan of, like that you enjoy their work. When you get a chance to watch them. Anybody, even on the independent scene. If you can think of any.
Wow. Oh man. That's a kind of a hard one because I'm always gonna be a true hardcore fan of my husband. I love his work.
That's a ride or die right there. Ladies and gentlemen, you just seen it first. Learn from Jazz, because that's what you always say. my man is number one, regardless of what any of y'all think or say.
Yes, and you know, because our style's so similar. You know, he's a no nonsense kind of guy in the ring. You know, so we just love, you know, tough son of a guns. You know, just to keep it PG.
I get. We get you.
Bad MFs. You know.
So you spoke about you being one of the like 3 women at ECW. How was that experience? Like,
it was great. First of all, ECW was like a family. You know, I in fact, the time I was there, I don't recall any time that, you know, there was amongst the girls. You know, of course you have little cattiness, you know, but again, being that I was so different and I wasn't competing with those ladies, you know, I never had issues with them. You know, it was nothing but love. In fact, I love them both still today. I stay in touch with them. Francine, Dawn Marie, you know, before she was Lita, Miss Congeniality, her and I were really close, you know. Yeah. So, yeah, it was nothing but love. And the guys there showed me love, you know. You would think they would have complained about having to work with me and put me over, but none of them complained because, again, I didn't gripe. I didn't, you know, I wasn't a crybaby. Oh, well, he chopped me too hard, or he hit me too hard, or whatever. Like, we both brought it to one another. You know, I most definitely brought it to them. I'm sure they held back a little bit. You know, they are men, but yeah, they, in fact, somebody reached out to me yesterday, Simon Diamond. You know, he emailed me. Yeah, I've had buku matches with him. He reached out and was like, thank you for your contribution to women wrestling, not just women wrestling, but wrestling in general, you know. So it was, I thought that was pretty cool. And he also reached out to me and wanted me to come into NWA and be an agent over there, you know. So I'm you know, I'm receiving my flowers slowly but surely. But I am.
So what are your interests? What do you like to do outside of when you're not wrestling? How does Jazz spend a typical afternoon?
Bro, I'm a homebody, honestly.
Really?
I love being home. I love being relaxed in my environment, watching TV, movies with my girls. Yeah, that's me all day long.
Wait, so what shows are you watching right now?
I haven't really watched anything the last couple of months because I've been kind of busy. and yeah, so I saw Jamie Foxx has this deal on Netflix. I'm like, okay, I gotta check that out today. Yeah, I gotta check that out tonight with the girls. So you know, sometimes I watch some things with them. I love the On My Block. Oh my god.
I'm so mad it's on this last season. Like,
yes, like I'm really. Yes,
but you know, it's that character. You know, it's like the Saved by the Bell syndrome. Like they just too old to be teenagers.
Yeah.
So,
they gotta grow up
like that's how I felt. I was like, these they can't be 18 forever.
They're around that age in real life.
In real life, like they about 30. So it's like,
that's my thing. I go to the gym, you know, and come home, and that's it.
So, what made you go and get the ball, DB? Like, what made you do that? Like, what was the final decision? You said, I want to do this. What was it?
Honestly, I had a lot of hair damage, and I had gotten sick, and I got on some medication, and it messed it up even worse. So my husband was like, baby, why don't you just shave it? And I was like, oh my God, no. And then again, I'm like, well, you know what? I'm pretty much done with wrestling. So yeah, I think I can do this. And so I shaved it, and once people saw it, it was like, oh my God, you look so badass. Like, oh my God.
Yeah, like that's the official badass look. Like, you can't mess with her, like, at all.
Yeah, so it's still a little different because I wore weave and extensions for over 20 years nonstop. Nonstop.
Just the amount of dollars is just,
oh my God. I'm like, if I could just have half of that money back. Just half. You know, I go buy me a Cadillac or something, you know.
So you mentioned you have daughters.
Yes, I do. I have twin girls.
Are you a twin as well?
You gave birth.
No, I'm not. No, I'm
Okay.
not.
I was gonna say, whose side of the family that
Right.
runs in? Because that's
Both. I have it in my family, and then my husband's mother, her mother had 3 sets of twins.
Oh,
What?
Yeah, she had 17 kids total.
That's old
Excuse
school.
me?
Wow.
But I mean, to be fair, half of them
We're twins.
came out at once.
Yeah.
the other.
Yeah, the other
11?
downside of it is like just popping them out.
So are your daughters getting into wrestling? Or no?
They are. I just posted. They had their first little match like a month ago.
Really?
Wow, really? Yeah.
Because it's a 50-50. You have some, people in the business that they want their kids as far away from the business as possible.
Exactly.
That's how I was, honestly.
See? And then you have the other 50 where you're encouraging, you're like, no, you like carry the family legacy. This is what, this is a part of us.
That's my husband. Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, it's good to have, yin and a yang. So I'm glad you guys compromise.
Yeah, he told me because I was so against it, and he was like, "Babe, you've been a hypocrite. Like, how you gonna tell them not to do something that they see you do day in and day out? Like, how you gonna do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, you have a point, And now the business has changed so much that I could see my girls, being in the business and being pretty successful. But just from not saying I went through a lot, but just how I knew how the business was, and I just didn't want them to get hurt and get pissed on,
Which is
So
because
I'm just a protective mother. That's all. You
Yeah,
can't hate me for that.
No,
those are your
absolutely not.
girls.
Yes.
So, talk a little bit about your NWA time. Like, I think it's one of those kind of like hush things that no one really talks about, but for you to be the women's champion for over 900 days, like, we just cannot not talk about it. So,
You know what's weird about that? You know what's really weird about that? I never noticed that until people start talking about it.
That sounds like when we met Stevie Ray 2 years ago at WrestleCade. And we were talking for him for like almost an hour and a half. And we were talking about like, them winning the tag titles so many times in WCW. He was just like, honestly, I only remember the first time I won them. After that, I lost count. Like, he just honestly was just like, I only know when people tell me. So when you say that, it's just like, yeah, I guess that just must be the thing. When you're in it, you don't really know. But yeah, talk a little bit about your NWA time.
I was just happy, foremost, just to be a part of it. To again, African American woman, holding that title is so, has so much history.
Yeah.
Is just so much legacy when it comes to the name NWA, and that's one title I never thought I would even come close to getting. Honestly, I wasn't chasing it. I mean, and just truthfully, I wasn't. But again, when opportunity knocks, you open that door and you go out there and and you give it all you got, and that's basically what I did. Man, it was surreal for a little bit because again, just knowing the history of that name NWA, some of the greatest of all times, has held that title. And now that my name's on that list, oh my God, I'm so honored. But I had a blast with it. I had a lot of title matches, from the indies and including NWA. Unfortunately, I had ran into some health issues and I had to resign and turn over the title, unfortunately. But, it was just health comes first,
Absolutely.
I did not want to do it that way, but me being a mom and, I lost my mom when I was 2 years old. So it's like me, choosing anything over being a mom first is just doesn't exist. So I chose my health over and me trying to be here for a long, long, long time instead of worrying about, how long I'm holding the title. Yes. But again, that's another thing I said added to the legacy, baby. You know, it's in black and white. They can't take it away. They may not talk about it, but it's down. It's in black and white. They can't take it away.
That is true.
You know, something that has been talked about, and I mentioned it earlier, was you getting on that top 50 list.
Yes.
How did you feel about that?
Yes.
Shocked.
How?
Why?
How?
Well, I mean, because that's
I'm mad we all mad at her, like,
WWE. Because WWE really don't really, you know, really,
They don't really fuck with you. You can say that. It's okay. I say it.
Yeah.
I say
Yeah.
it.
Why
It's
not
cool.
though?
But the thing is, hold on. But
It's
the thing is,
cool.
you mentioned something about the NWA thing. What you did is in black and white. They can never take that away from you.
Yeah.
What you did is on video.
Yes.
They can never take that away from you. It is part of. You've been part of multiple WrestleManias. You've been part of on Raw multiple times. You know what I mean? They can't take that away from you. And maybe I'm talking too much because I don't know the politics of the game, but it's your accomplishments can't be taken away. They can't jump over that.
They can't.
At all.
Thank you. And see, and that's what I love about it, because no matter how I look at it or how I feel or how anyone's feel about it, people like you that acknowledge it, that means more to me than anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one to, you know, pop my own collar, pat myself on the back, you know, stick my chest out and try to brag about all my accomplishment. And I did this and I did that. No, it's when people like you all and all the fans out there remember and recognize the accomplishment that I did and the effect I had on others. That means more to me than anything.
So,
but being on that list, yes, I'm about it. I for sure felt I deserved to be on the list.
Absolutely.
You know,
my question is, how come you haven't been back in WWE in some kind of capacity?
well, because of that lawsuit ordeal.
Did you not hear what I said? They don't fuck with her? That was the truth.
But he wanted to know.
Yeah,
But he wanted to know
exactly.
from
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the lawsuit ordeal, but here's my issue with them. It wasn't about concussions. We've all had concussions before, but it was nothing along those terms. It was just they never gave me any acknowledgments. You know, the 2 times WWE Women's Champion, the first WWF Women's Champion, the first WWE Women's Champion, the last WWF Women's Champion, the first Black American, African American woman to win Mania. You know, never had any merch ever.
Ever.
Really?
Ever.
No, like if you literally try to search in like old vintage stuff, she has no merch.
Nothing.
You got
Not
merch
a
now, right?
T-shirt, not a headband,
Not a wristband, not a sticker, not a
you
The only
have
thing
merch
they gave
now?
me, they put me on a cigarette lighter.
What?
No action figure, no nothing. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, why?
Yeah, that's
I
a little-
mean,
And people today got 10 figures. I'm like, damn, I couldn't even get one.
Yeah.
you have merch now, right?
No, I don't. I gotta get some merch for this tour.
Now you done made them mad.
Come
Now
on,
you done
I do.
made
on,
I'm
Chad.
trying to get somebody to do a design for me. Hey, let your people know I need somebody to do a design for me for a t-shirt.
I got
Yeah,
you.
hold on. We may
we got somebody.
I got somebody.
somebody.
And honestly, we'll go.
We'll try to get it done
Yeah.
when you come up by June if we can try to do
Yeah.
it.
I'll connect
cool
you-
deal.
I'll connect you on an email. When we get off and everything, and I'll send
Because
it to
you cannot come up to New York, even in
With
like
no
Jersey
merch.
with no merch.
With
Like,
no
that-
merch.
I know.
I
Like,
know
you
that
got
happening.
it. But the thing about it, you have
So
I'm about to get into the
marketing business.
the marketing
side of
business
things.
bag. You have such a following,
yeah.
like, and it's not just because people have followings. People have like a bunch of numbers, whatever. But
Yeah.
you have people that fuck with you. Pardon my language.
Yeah, I got you.
That's
I
our
got
show,
you.
nigga.
So
I got
people
you.
that fuck with you. So you need merch, not just one shirt. Now you need
Yeah.
multiple shirts.
Yes, please.
And I'm not gonna lie
Hook
to
me
you.
up with that.
Hold on, guys. I'm sorry, but I'm putting it out there right now. I'm dipping into the Jobbertears fund, and I'm going half on you.
Nah,
for
yeah,
your
we're
Yo,
merch.
gonna
let's
know.
do it.
That's how.
I
no,
feel
but
like-
no. You know what? I'll pay it off. I'll pay the whole thing.
That's
I-
it.
we- no, we'll take care of it.
Yeah.
Because
That's our gift to you,
it's
'cause she
just
deserves
crazy how
No merch.
you are on running the indies, running all. You got a signing tomorrow, you said, and you ain't got no damn merch.
Now
Yeah,
we-
yeah.
we know a great artist that did some of our stuff, and we will pay for your merch. That is our gift. That is our gift to what you have done in the business.
And when you come for the match here in Jersey in June, we'll have the shirt for you, and then we'll get some printed so you can sell them as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I just think like this is like we're gonna be a part of the marketing team. Like this doesn't make any sense.
Nah.
Like,
we're not doing
like you
that.
all about money, but you leaving money on the table.
I know.
So you guys are good with that. That's
Oh,
our
no,
gift.
Yo, it's jazz, man.
That's
Like,
our- that's our
solid
gift. That's
with
our
that.
gift.
jazz,
Because
man.
like she, like I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I said there wouldn't if she did not paint that trailway.
Let me head off right now.
Literally, there would have been no main event at WrestleMania 37 this past weekend. It wouldn't have happened. Like she literally planted the seeds for all of this to happen. And and that's why people get upset when they're like literally we've always gotten backlash because we try to push Black excellence. We try to, push representation matters. And we take that by the chin because it's people like you when you said that you've been in situations where you didn't have a locker room. It's like, what?
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Yeah. And like, you have to understand, like, Jasmine, like, our mother likes jazz. Like, when my mother saw you on the screen, she's like, oh, Kimu. Oh, then we're Haitian. She's like, yo, who is that on the screen? Oh, that's jazz. My mother liked you because, like, you represent a lot of Black women back in the day, like strong.
That didn't put up with no shit.
Exactly.
And that to me was everything. It was just like there was no.
Our principals was like that.
no-
Teachers was like that. A lot of Black women around us were like you. And to see you on the screen throughout the whole years, and it's just like, dang, son.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Flat chested and all.
Son, killing it.
That's
killing
okay
it.
though.
Killing
Wait,
it.
so talking about as we talk about merch, like what inspired like some like pieces that you've done or like even like recently, like how have you like incorporated like merch into not merch but like ring gear, like who you go to and stuff like that?
Again, I always try to be different. I was one of the first to start wearing the little skirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just try to,
make it.
yeah, I try to do like a gladiator type gimmick, but not so much gladiator because Beth Phoenix really did the gladiator look, and just something different. I don't know. I always, I try to do something that's not so complicated for someone to make for me. Simple, but still yet
it stands out.
Exactly. So yeah, and that's basically it, man. And now, like I said, with the bald head,
clean.
Look, everybody show their baldy real quick. Go ahead.
I didn't shave today.
Yeah,
I shaved.
Fresh shave this morning. I had to shave for my trip this weekend.
There you go.
That's the best feeling in the world. But Jazz, we're gonna need some figure out what's your inspiration for this for your merch.
You got my number. Who I was texting?
You're texting me.
This one over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, the other day I thought it was like I had a mix up on the days. I was like
Tuesday. I was like, no,
it was Tuesday.
Sis, I just flew back into Tampa on Monday and went to work. We couldn't do that. That was
I thought it was Tuesday. I'm like, oh my God, something came up. I can't do it. He's like, no, it's Thursday. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we're good.
I don't know.
I don't know. You have to hit me up and we'll come up with something,
I just texted him right now. He said he's down. And then we'll figure out if do you have I know you don't have a pro wrestling tees store, do you?
No, I don't have shirts, so no.
She's like,
duh.
Did we
You
not?
big dummy.
Did we not just talk about zero shirts? Like,
we gotta figure out where we're gonna. If you can sell it online.
Yeah, and let me know, and I'll send you money as well. Because you're right. I need shirts, man.
This first round is on us, sis.
Yeah, that's us. That's
because
us.
in all honesty, like if the one thing I think all of us has learned is like branding, and
It's
even
important.
like with our podcast,
Everything.
like. All right now, okay, because he's gonna go in, but it's just super important. Like wherever you go, like people see you whether you're there or not, and that was kind of like the lesson I had learned from Tampa. Like when Tommy had sent that picture of the guy wearing our T-shirt, I was just like, what? And I wasn't even there. I was like, excuse me, like
Listen, I'll be trying to.
Rosa's always on my butt about that too. Jess, in retirement too, you gotta get merch. You need merch, like because she's a merch queen.
Yeah. She was showing us a lot of stuff when she has like little like people, and then she also showed us like people gifted her things and things like that.
Yeah.
But Thunder Rosa when we interviewed her on Tuesday, that she was Tuesday, so that's why I was like, wait,
Okay,
but
yeah.
you mentioned the same thing.
I need you to. Listen. I'm gonna hook you up with somebody.
All right.
She gonna take care of some social media for you. She gonna take care of some branding for you.
Yeah, because listen, this retirement thing you keep like trying to put out there, I don't believe
Nah.
it. I ain't here
The
for
thing about
I ain't
it,
listening.
there's so much money you leaving on the table,
On the
Jack.
table, like
Yeah.
open site.
So
Like, it's
I'm
like,
gonna
what?
introduce you to she's actually my girlfriend,
Yeah.
and she does a phenomenal job. She was at the sweats. A lot of people know her within the industry, but
Yeah.
y'all gonna work together. Y'all
Shout
gonna
to your
figure some
girl.
stuff out. We at the Jobbertears podcast gonna take care of your first order
Yep.
of
First
shirts.
round, it's on us.
We got that. Don't worry about it. We'll take care of that. But we need to make you some more money
Right.
because you popping, but you don't know.
Popping.
I guess I don't know.
Like, I'm like, when we would, even from the Great Spread Pair Battle Royal, where her coming out last, the pop from where I was sitting on commentary, I was like, sis don't even know. Like, it's just like, oh my God. Like, it's history. She's the only female in the match. Like, it's just like,
You need something hit different.
it
Hey,
does.
Jackson for you.
See? And I just think, we live in times where, we all looked at the pandemic kind of like as a gift and a curse. But like, I think especially like for people of color, like in wrestling, the time is now. Like, there's no excuses.
Yeah.
And I feel like in wrestling, sometimes we all blame, we always want to point fingers and put the blame on someone, but the time is now, and we cannot blame anyone but ourselves unless we move. So that's why we're like, no, sis, we're gonna get you this merch. You're gonna get this money.
And I guarantee you, once we start that, then I'm gonna stay on top of it, because I feel that could almost be my daily job. I just need to be on social media and networking and
The person
hustling.
wifey just said she's down. She's a huge fan of you. So y'all gonna talk in a bit after the show. But you got too much money on the table right now. You leaving.
Too much money, dog.
Yeah, and my baby's growing. Oh my God, they cost me a lot.
I was gonna say, how old are they now? What, 13?
They're 12.
12.
12 going on 21 sometimes.
Oh, Lord. How is it like balancing motherhood and wrestling? Because you had them now 12 years ago, and then you've been in and out of the wrestling scene. Like, how has it been balancing that?
It was cool. They're the main reason I would take my little breaks, so I wouldn't travel so much and just try to put in more time with them, because when you full force in this, like you all in, oh my God, you're in the gym, you're in the ring. I mean, it's nonstop. And thank God now they're at training with us. So they're a part of it now. And when we're going places where we can drive, to shows, they're right on the road with us. They love it. They love it.
Because that's one of the things we talked about before too. Is like, there are no real Black families in wrestling. There aren't.
Not as very. I mean, there's
You
not.
got Booker T and his family. And him and his wife had twins too.
Yeah.
Devon has twins.
Devon boys.
Yeah, Devon. Yes.
Wow,
yes.
y'all and the twins. Y'all gotta chill. Like,
But that's the thing that we spoke
we
about.
spoke about it a few episodes ago.
Printed dynasties.
Because a lot of times you see in wrestling, you see a lot of for the most part, white third generation, second generation wrestlers.
Yeah.
But you never really see like Black people.
No, and you know what? Like I said, Rodney and I, we've been together for over 20 some years, not saying it's been easy all 20 plus years, but we've stuck in there and made it work, so
I have a question. What advice do you give to couples who have a similar situation like you and your husband? What advice do you give to them?
Well, now, the times are so different now. There's so many couples in the business now. I mean, WWE is just, oh my God, it's an open door. It's almost, you work for them, you got to be married to someone in the company.
Everybody,
that's how you get a job now? You got to, marry one of the boys or something, or what?
But isn't that kind of the thing, though, is that people, it's all about who you know in wrestling. It's not so much like talent and things like that. And it's just unfortunate that
just like it is in life. Yeah.
Right.
Just like it is in life. Yeah.
It is.
Yes, but I try to tell couples, because a lot of people ask me that. You have no idea. Oh my God.
You're married over 20 years. I mean, at that point, you either got to write a book, y'all got to start your own podcast. Once again, money.
Yes.
Y'all gotta
Yes.
listen
I
to
mean,
me. Like, I don't understand.
yeah,
We've
like
been talking about a book for sure.
Yeah,
A book is definitely.
definitely think a book.
I'm by. I like to read.
He does. He's definitely
Listen,
the
all right,
reader.
listen to my ears, like like.
But I just tell them,
audio.
Rodney and I, we always said we would never allow this business to split us up.
Mhm.
And it can.
Yeah.
Because that's why so many people been married 3 or 4 times, because you're really married to the business. When you're in this business, you put a lot of devotion to it. You're married to the business. So luckily we've been so blessed that we've always pretty much worked with the same promotions, and we've always got to travel together. So that had a lot to do with us really staying married for so long.
That's really cool.
Wow.
That's
Yeah.
different though, because
That's black love right there, dog.
Sure. Okay, definition.
Yeah, a lot of love, a lot of fussing, and a lot of and it's life, and it's not even so much about wrestling. I get mad because the toilet seat left up when I go in the bathroom middle of the night.
How upset I was over the weekend.
Put it
'Cause
down.
we had it, so like it was like me and like a whole bunch of other friends like in a house in Tampa this weekend, and literally it's 3 bathrooms, and we outnumbered. So it was like me, Danny, and Taylor, only 3 girls, and it's like compared to like 5 other guys. And literally every bathroom has a toilet seat up. And
Why don't you put the tea seat down?
Exactly.
I do, but it's just like
And watch
if it's the middle of the night and you're going to the bathroom, then you turn on the light. You already know where the bathroom is, so you have a sense, and then you try to sit. Your ass is in the toilet.
Yeah,
That's
for real. Like you wet. You wet.
Oh, that's no
Right.
excuse.
So it's like, come on, just be a little closer. It always is the little thing.
I still do it because I love a bunch of females, but it's still though, like, dog, I gotta open the light, put up the seat too. You don't think I'm tired too? I'm tired too.
We all tired.
Yeah.
We all tired.
You ain't gotta cut the light on to let up the seat. But I tell you what, sis, I'd rather for them to leave it up than to piss all on the seat.
Okay,
Now,
yeah.
I'd rather not sit and piss.
That
that right there,
that's
I'm
kinda
ready
what
to kill
crossed
you
my
then.
mind.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm ready to like, damn, dog, just let the seat up, bro.
Get a better aim or something.
Yeah.
My bad.
So let's not talk wrestling. Because now she Auntie Jazz. Now we're gonna do business. Now we family at this point. What music are you listening to these days?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I barely listen to music, and if I do, I'm listening to gospel.
Oh, okay.
Who your go-to gospel artist?
Right.
Oh man, I'm a Tamla Manley, Andrea Johnson. Like I'm a soulful soul. I'm from the South, so I'm like.
Well, yeah, you said Memphis.
I'm Baptist too, so
They have church.
I'm church. And then my dad was in a quartet group for over 30 years, so I used to travel with him. Singing over the years. My dad sung at, oh my God, probably 1 million funerals. My goodness.
Like voice.
Ooh. Touch people's soul.
Right, like he got the I remember you when you sang voice. Like
yeah.
Wait, so growing up, with essentially a single dad, how was that? Like
it was different, but I was spoiled, I guess you could say.
Wait, are you only child?
I'm not the only child, I'm the only girl. My brothers are like
so then that's why.
My youngest brother is 10 years older than I am. So if I'm 48 right now, he's 58.
So that's why you was spoiled, because that age gap people don't realize it's different. Like me and my brother are 8 years apart, and I tell people all the time, like I have a sink or swim mentality, because it's like I was the only child. But that's the mentality that you have. So you were so you were in a house full of boys.
Well, not really. They were all grown. My oldest brother was in the military. My middle brother was doing his thing. So I really had just one brother in the house. But my aunt, my mom's sister, she basically took me in and helped raise me. So she was my mom,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes.
That's not easy. Not, being so young and losing your mom. Like, it's just like, how do you do you remember? Like, how do you keep her memory alive? Like,
I just knew that was my mom. She gave birth to me, but far as remembering anything, I really don't. Like I said, I was 2. My birthday is August the 27th.
You're a Virgo. This makes
Yeah.
so much more sense.
It does make
now.
sense now.
Oh my
It does make
God.
sense.
So much more sense.
That does
Yes,
Oh.
and my mom died
Yeah.
August the 29th of 74. I was born in 72 and she died August 29th of 74.
Sorry about that.
Wow.
So yeah, it's like, I remember just itty bitty things, but again, my aunt, that was my mom, and yesterday was her birthday. She's been gone now for 2 years.
Oh wow.
So yesterday was her birthday. She would have been 96 on yesterday.
Woo.
Healthy.
Yeah, she had a good life. I'm like, man, I
Yeah.
wish I had your life.
Right? Because us
Yes.
for the 90s. I mean, but black don't crack, so it's okay.
That's what they tell me. People don't believe I'm 48. I'm like,
At
oh
all.
yeah, I'm
At all.
48.
Like I definitely
For
would have
real?
been like, sis, that's just crazy to me.
I thought Jazz was like 40.
Yeah.
But then again, how's that?
48, bro.
No, it's not
48.
possible, but in our minds, it is.
I thought she was 40.
No, and see, and that's another thing. I don't want to be, 50 years old trying to be in the ring with these young girls, trying to, out there with some little hoochie mama shorts on, and it's like
that's
they
yeah,
trying to do all that.
like that. Yeah, that's the truth though. But I mean, like I
Yeah.
said, no one retires. So like you can keep on this retirement bandwagon if you want. I'm not here for it. Yeah.
Hey, you see what I'm rocking, what I'm wrestling in now, right? A whole jumpsuit. I'm
Which
like,
is
I done went
amazing,
from
though. That's
I done went
comfortable.
from showing 6 packs to a jumpsuit now. So
But it's comfortable. It look comfortable because
But
I
I
have
like
a
it though.
onesie.
Like I
Yes.
like it because it adds like the whole like
It's a
Yeah.
rough look.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Like, I would
it goes with the baldness.
Facts. If you bleed, I'm wiping my blood on my sweatshirt. Make it better. Come on. Listen, you guys are
Yes.
fools. You guys-
Look, it's the truth though.
I didn't get to your Hard Justice match on Saturday, but I gotta watch it tonight though. Listen, WrestleMania weekend. Like I'm gonna catch the Hard Justice match on Saturday. Like I don't know why they did that. Put on same weekend on WrestleMania. That's a whole nother stuff for the
It's a
day.
whole different conversation.
Don't know why you did.
And Deanna, let me tell you, Deanna is the truth, man. Deanna is
No, she is.
No,
She is.
Deanna is the
Yes.
truth.
And I said that when WWE dropped, I
Yeah.
said we dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah,
That was the
for
one
real.
release that I was like,
For
I
real.
wouldn't have did that.
I didn't know about her.
So listen,
Wait. Question. Was she always this good in NXT?
hold on. Yeah, the thing
Yes.
about it,
She always
Yes.
progressed. So like she would do like indie shows. She used to do Battle Club once upon a time. She would do indie shows here and there and progress and keep going, and then got signed to NXT. And everybody was excited because it was just like, oh, okay, good. She finally, got the recognition, got there. Then when they released her, I was just like, for certain people, it's just not the right place. And I don't think it was the right fit, but I think Impact is a better fit.
but then you also got to understand is what we talked about earlier. What Jazz said. There's like 50 to 100 girls in NXT.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's like it's so much.
Somebody's got to sit out on the shelf.
Yeah. So it's only you only have you only have 2-hour programming. They're
Yeah.
not doing house shows,
Yeah.
and then. You know how the business is, Jazz. It's all about who you know, who you
Yeah.
connected to, and you never know. Maybe she pissed off an agent backstage.
It just sucks
So-
because she did that stint. She was on Raw a few times.
But the thing is, she is in a better place
Absolutely.
because she looks happy.
Yes.
Fact.
She is happy.
Good.
Fact.
She is. And she still got a freedom to do the indies. She's not just stuck there,
You saw
not
her at a
able
show?
to work.
We
You know,
saw her out in
period.
Jersey, like a month or two ago. We saw her out in Jersey.
But every match you right though, she is getting better though. Like she had
and she
different
faced Trisha.
Yeah.
She faced Trish with the show we went to.
Yeah.
So, but no, she was one of those signees that got released, and I said, nah, like that was I wouldn't have did it so fast like that because automatically I knew somebody was.
I
gonna
just
scoop
thought
her
that
up.
honestly, because I finally saw Impact, I just thought she was good from the jump like that. But the fact
know, she
that
progressed.
people liked her because she was basically glowing up within the business,
Mhm.
now it makes more sense why people are so upset now.
But I want to
Okay.
also mention something before we get off because I know we got to go soon. Impact is the originator in
course.
this business,
Of course.
and I'm
of course.
happy that you're working
Facts.
for them. And we also did an interview with D'Lo as well, and we told D'Lo the same thing: is that this company really pushes their women, first to push their women, one of the
Yes.
first to have black champions.
Yes.
So they low key be on.
Ever since back in the day.
They're trendsetters low key.
Think about it. They had a BBW versus the Asian chick in a cage match. Not no cute stuff. They was killing each other.
Yeah, those girls at Impact, they go all out. You know, Jordan Grace, like, these girls, those girls, they bring it. You gotta be ready to come and wrestle when you know you finna wrestle one of those Impact girls because they bringing it.
Yeah, and like we always kind of like talk about, because I'm a big like in terms of because I'm a female, I'm always looking at the women's division first.
Yeah,
and for me, we've always talked about. I'm just gonna be honest, how trash AEW's women's division is. I'm just gonna put that on the table, and it's okay. It is what it is. I've said it numerous times. It's all right. I can be honest with Auntie Jazz. But the two women's divisions that we've been able to say is solid is NXT and Impact because of the actual wrestling. Like, yes, as you mentioned, we want storytelling, we want to believe, but like I actually want to see, like, can you go? Like, can you do 20 minutes? Can you do 30 minutes? Like, what can you do? So, Impact Women's Division.
Impact is your first mega contract. It's like a great independent record deal. And you get there, and then you get on the big stage, but it's not too big, but it's like big. But if you ain't coming
enough to get you noticed.
Exactly. But if you're not putting your best foot forward, you're out the door.
Yeah.
1,000% agree. 1,000, because everybody from the person you hardly see, the person you see all the time could go. Yeah, like you right. Yeah.
It's but I think we gotta close out soon.
Oh wow.
All right, yeah, we can talk about a minute. And Auntie gotta get ready for her signing this weekend.
No, we still got time. Sorry.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we still got time.
Okay.
But any other questions before we let her go? Because we'll probably do our.
Yeah, we could do our. Before you go, I'd like to say once again, this is Mr. Black. Man, like, yo, you have to understand.
I can't see your face, Mr. Black.
Yeah, well,
it's because he is black. I'm so sorry.
That's cool. That's cool. Cool. You can just get up.
I'm not getting up.
We just switch seats.
I'm not. You can just.
So this is what I deal with.
This is what we deal with. Don't even do that.
Did I talk to you, sis? I know I saw you and Tasha sitting over there, but again, I didn't know
you waved at us, and I was just like, nah, because I already knew we were gonna interview you, and I was just like, nah, she just wrestled. I ain't gonna do that to her, because I was like, I wanted to be more personal and intimate. But then then we saw you were coming up to New York in June. I was like, nah, I'm definitely gonna embrace.
But still,
I'm gonna embrace this.
Like, yo, what's up?
Yo, when I tell you, me and Tasha we were yelling, so we didn't know if people could hear us. So it was so funny because then when she came out, we like marked out, and then when she walked past us, we was like, "You are the best, you the go!" Like we were yelling. It was such good time and good vibes.
I had fun
this past weekend. Like it definitely set the bar for like wanting to like. If we could do something like culture-wise, like something like that, like every year for WrestleMania weekend, sign me up. Because, next year is in Dallas.
There you go. Now you're going to be in my stomping ground.
Right. Texas. And, we could really do some business.
Yeah. Because I think SWE, we're going to do something for Mania weekend. For sure.
We definitely got
But I want y'all to keep your eyes open, man. Check us out. We're on CW33. We, oh my God! CW on Fight. We're on right now.
Somebody mentioned in the thing how that they mentioned your promotion was like your promotion is the legit. One of our
what city is it based out of?
I'm gonna say Texas because we run all over.
Oh, you run all over Texas. Okay.
Yeah, we run all over Texas. We don't have a home base.
Instagram, right?
Yes. Okay, Instagram, Facebook. Yes.
We'll do a Jobbertears on your shows.
Yeah, because my best friend lives in Houston, so I'm typically in Texas at least twice a year because to go visit her. But we would love to come to a show, like
please.
But Mr. Black wanted to say his.
Sorry, Mr. Black. Turn this way, Mr. Black, so I can see your face.
Can you see
there you go.
Because the camera's that way.
Oh yeah, the camera is that way.
We're dumb.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
We're such idiots at this point. I could have stayed where I was.
Come over here, John. Move down. Oh shit. Oh, I looked at y'all a little bit. So, Jazz, you have to understand. I'm a big fan of your work, Jazz. I kind of have a crush on you ever since I was little.
Yo, she has a whole husband that's on the other side that fights.
Yo, listen, no offense.
He likes to fight.
No offense to Ronnie Mac. Please don't tell him because I think he might haunt me in my dreams. And but you have to understand, like, I'm a big fan of yours, huge fan. I used to play as you in the video games. I love your work. Please keep it up. Dang, I'm 30 something and I'm still blushing over you.
Oh my God.
Okay, so
right, we're gonna go to the next person because that's all he does this, and it comes from the soul. Like he really needs, like every person we've interviewed, we always say special guest, but like for me, like literally this is a year and a half in the making. Just like when we just did D-Lo, like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh.
It was just like
almost passed out.
Have these he literally almost passed out. To have these legends and the people that we've looked up to, the people that have honestly, if you didn't do what you did in the business, we probably wouldn't even be sitting here really talking about wrestling and being engaged in the culture and engaged and making sure that representation is on all scales. So like, as much as you want to thank everybody, like, no. We honestly thank you because, and you're still going. So it's just like, at that point, it's like, we got to make sure you good. So that's why we're going to get these shirts together. We're going to make sure you get money because it is important.
Yeah, we'll get you on a call with my girlfriend, who's good at branding and everything. We'll get you on that call. I already spoke to the designer. He designed a shirt that went viral on the internet. Yeah. So he's gonna put
up for you. Oh wow. Yeah. Because I heard I need to get on the big cartel.
Yes. But like I said, Kanisha, that's my girlfriend's name. She will be helping you out with that. And then I'll get in contact with you. And your first design, once again, is a gift from the Jobbertears podcast.
Yes, absolutely.
So we'll take care of the pricing of the pricing for that. But honestly, for me, I appreciate you on another level. Like what you've done in the business is remarkable across all promotions. And I this was what, like, all three of us have said this multiple times. We got to get Jazz.
We've literally said it for the past year and a half.
Yeah, we got to get Jazz on. We got to get Jazz on. And thank you for like taking time out of your busy schedule.
Absolutely.
You pop it in the streets.
You booked them busy.
You booked them busy, but you took time out of your day and you were early too. I said,
I got in, and typically, I'm not gonna lie, I'm the late one. So I got here like 5 minutes early because I was like, it's Jazz. I can't be late to that. That is probably the one time I wasn't late is because it was you. So I was like, I gotta get here on time. And then he said, she's already in. I was like, what? Oh,
right.
Shoot, hold on a minute.
Oh wow, I'm like, you're on time.
And then he comes in at 1:30 on the dot. I was like, yo, sit down. He's like, I'm late. I was like, nah, she's
on time.
She's a worker, so she comes early. She comes early. I was like, all right, no problem. But once again, thank you so much. You deserve as many followers as you can get, and the mere fact that you're still working with younger talent, putting them over, doing your thing, still doing you in such a 20+ career, 20 years. I got it right this time. 20 years plus in the game. Thank you. Just thank you.
No, seriously.
So
thank you. Please let the fans know where to find you, your social media, and any upcoming shows you may have that you want to push out there. Please let them know.
Okay. I'm on Twitter, and that's Phenom_Jazz. My IG. Oh my God, I'm never really on it. Again, I'm old school. Old school. It's under Carlene Bagno, and I believe there's another one. A friend of mine run is ECW WWE legend Jazz. I believe it's on IG. So you can catch me on there. Email is book.phenomjazz@gmail.com.
Okay.
This weekend I'll be in California for a signing. Next weekend, SWE, we will be at Irving, Texas at the Southern Junction. We'll be doing our TV taping there next week. Yeah, man, just hit me up and keep following me. And I appreciate the love and support over the years. And I got nothing but love for y'all. And I love the Jobbertears, man. You guys rock. I enjoyed this
so
interview.
much. We had
Yes.
that's kind of like always our want is for the guests to have fun. Like we're silly. We could do this all day. But like for the guests to come on and just be themselves and not feel like the pressures of an interview, because it's more of a conversation. And that's always my wish for any guest that comes on. So no, we thank you for being honest, being uncut, being real, being you, because that is all that we wanted and we appreciate that. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And I would like to say this before I get off. Another thing I would like to put over is the fact that been in this business for so long, and you probably can never bump into one individual that would say something negative about me. I'm always down to earth.
Mhm.
It's like what you see now, is what you get. You saw me over there last weekend in Tampa. I'm just laid back. I'm Auntie Jazz.
and it shows and it's appreciated, because there's not, this business can be very dark and it can be very mean and it can be very detrimental to people's like mental, physical health. So to have just good, genuine people that you can vibe with, that you can laugh with, tell stories with, like that's to me is like the side of the business that no one really talks about that should be really highlighted, because we already know everything is gonna be negative, but it's about positive. So no, thank you, Auntie Jazz, for coming on the Jobbertears podcast this week. We will definitely see you soon. We will definitely be in touch about your merch, because listen, come June, y'all can get merch from Jazz herself. So we're gonna make sure that happens.
Right.
All
but
right,
make
y'all.
sure you travel safe and we will talk soon, okay?
That's up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right, y'all take care. God bless.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in to our interview with Jazz herself. It was definitely listen. Oh, it's not. What do you mean? Where am I putting it?
Put your stuff by trash.
Oh my God, it's the recycling bin. It's not trash. But as I was saying, once again, thank you to Jazz so much for taking her time out for joining us on this week's episode of the Jobbertears podcast. But we're gonna end off. We do still have some time, so
let's talk about the releases.
We're gonna get there first, because we still have to talk about WrestleMania real quick.
Talk about the releases real quick.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, y'all more concerned. Listen, I'm sad because Joe's gone, and I really don't want to talk about it.
So breaking,
I don't honestly. Joe is gone. Nothing matters.
So breaking
Fuck
news
it.
real quick, because we
Niggas don't want niggas to be great.
So literally, we were just
Another show. Yeah.
Damn, we were just on the show, and then we got a bunch of things. So I'll read it down real quick. So WWE has come to terms with the release of Samoa Joe,
Boo.
Chelsea Green, Tucker, Kalisto, Bo Dallas, Wesley Blake.
But Bo had been preparing himself.
Wait.
Outside of.
We're talking about. Oh, I'm thinking of
wrestling.
Buddy Murphy.
No, not Buddy Murphy.
But it was his partner when he was in
right.
that, and we was a tag team.
And who is Chelsea Green? She's
debut? Ryder. Isn't it? No, it's Oh fuck! It's not Zack Ryder's girl. It's the other one's girl. Oh, it's Zack Ryder's girl. It's not my girlfriend.
Yeah. So we'll figure.
One of them girlfriends.
So it's Peyton Royce also. So that basically the Iconics is gone.
It's gone.
And that's what it is. But supposedly there's more to come.
So
yeah, she was on Raw recently on SmackDown.
No, yeah, but she's I can't remember because I want to say Matt Condon. Who? Never mind. It's somebody's girlfriend that be hanging out with Adam Cole and Britt Baker and them. That's who that is. That's how I remember her.
Okay.
But yeah, so not. So this typically happens every year.
It happens around this year all the time.
All the time.
Because somebody posted this. This was Black Wednesday last year. Remember when the bunch of releases that happened right during COVID?
We were in the pandemic, and everybody was like, "Well, how dare they release people and they're in a pandemic?" And it's like, but they do this every year. This is not new. And what people once again have to remember is WWE is a business. Like if both sides honestly aren't benefiting the most from if contracts are up or things like that, like. Things are go. My only grip is Joe because I love Samoa Joe and I just think it's fucked up. But
it is. But then again,
and then they put that bum ass guy that's on commentary now on Raw.
Oh, he's terrible. He's trash.
Ugh.
Like,
But we don't know why Samoa got. Maybe he
We
wanted.
don't,
Maybe he
because-
wanted to stay as a wrestler, and they were like, "No, we're not going to clear you."
Right, and I
So-
think that always has been the issue with Joey is the clearance in terms of the concussion.
But the
I'm
thing
sorry,
about it, I
have
don't
to-
understand is that
Yes, you
he
can.
had his own show on the network. That was one.
What show?
He had his own like interview show.
yeah, trucks.
Yeah.
Oh,
He had his
okay.
own interview show on the network. He was doing like a bunch of like, I was like, oh, so Samoa's going to like that side now.
I mean, just because he got, is it more release from like wrestling
That-
contract?
so that's what
because the
people are
other
saying.
flip side could be like him now turning onto the backstage side of things
They would
and,
have said that.
and
They would
getting
not. They will not release him like that, dogs.
no, but a release from like an actual wrestling contract. Like your wrestling contract is very different from like your WWE like agent contract.
Right, but they will not. They will not fire him this big. They'll make a better transition because they know that they know that it caused too much drama.
I just wish Joey would have said goodbye or something.
He did. He was at WrestleMania.
Oh, when you there in the stadium, you don't hear commentary.
Oh.
No, I had no idea.
Can I get another one?
Yes, you can.
It's mad good.
yeah.
Ricolai.
It's Rolos. It's not Ricolai. But anyway, but like I said, it happens every year. It's unfortunate, but I mean,
And
it
besides,
gives people
Joe's
the
older, too.
opportunity. Correct. But all the old niggas is doing shit now, so actually, age really ain't got nothing to do with it.
Can we book Joe?
Is that
Y'all,
90 day complete clause?
y'all don't.
What is it?
Y'all gonna get me in
April?
trouble with mine.
You can make Joe versus Yaya.
It wouldn't be 90. Matter of fact, it would be.
Is it April?
It's
3?
because he got released today,
April,
and then the show is the end of July.
Shit. Okay, we can't do this right now. Yeah,
Yeah,
but like I said, it's unfortunate releases happen, but it gives them the opportunity to either go back on the
Mr. Grimm
indies.
versus Samoa Joe. Dang, a lot of good matches that would be done. Kalisto
I never
in
really
Impact.
cared about Lucha House Party, so I was not mad about that.
But they never went. Okay, I thought the only time that they was behind him is when he had to beef with Ryback.
Jesus Christ.
That was those
And that
matches
doesn't
was
say-
not bad.
I don't say much because it's Ryback, but okay.
But let's get on something happier, like WrestleMania.
But y'all want to talk about releases. Y'all want to start off sad and then work your way back up.
Yes,
But
yes.
once again, we are coming off a phenomenal week of wrestling, a phenomenal
thought of it?
weekend of wrestling, WrestleMania. I guess I'll talk about some stories here and there because I was in Tampa, Florida. The stories that I can tell on air. But shout outs to GCW and doing the For the Culture show. So we started off our weekend with that. We saw fucking Too Cold Scorpio versus Rich Swann, which honestly speaking
How was that?
was amazing. Like I was like, yo, Too Cold can still go. Like this is crazy to me. So seeing that in the ring, seeing Darius Lockhart, you can have another one. Seeing Darius
That's my
Lockhart
boy right
returning in ring
You saw his entrance?
from his injury. I was there. Yes,
Mad
I saw it.
sexy though, son. Shout out to Darius Lockhart.
Mad powerful. Who else?
He can be
was
sexy and
there?
powerful.
Yes, I didn't say nothing was wrong. Sexy is powerful. Power is sexy. So I mean, outside of it starting at midnight and us staying there to 3 o'clock in the morning, outside of that, it was a really good show. And then Friday was the Great Sweatpants Battle Royal, which I was blessed to do commentary for with Tasha Steelz, one half of the Impact Women's Tag Team
Shout out to
Champion.
Tasha Steelz for always rocking with the brand.
Absolutely. Sis is like, and that's what I mean. Us kind of cultivating our own family, our own community within the community. And, you know, when certain people kind of make it a certain level, people do change, and it's not a shade or a diss to anybody that does. But for Tasha Steele personally, I thank you because you've always been cool with us. You've always
So she was there from the beginning with us.
yeah.
She was the first ever person that did the drop for us.
Started from the bottom, now we're here type shit.
Yo, she was so shy, timid. Now you look at her now, fierce.
So doing commentary with her was a blast. Seeing listen, anybody that don't know Daniel Garcia needs to follow that man. Talented as fuck.
There's laws against that.
It's not. He's talented. He's
You
a
said
wrestler.
Follow him. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not following people.
On
There's laws against that.
Instagram. What do you mean?
Oh, you should've said
Whatever.
that.
Shout out to JTG for winning the Great Sweatpants Battle Royal. So that was cool. But you guys can watch
So
that.
how do you win the greatest sweatpants by having the biggest
It's a
beef?
battle royal.
Oh,
What?
I thought that whoever
I
had
don't
the
want to
biggest
see.
beef.
Oh no, but I mean, there were some prints, but it's okay. And then
You know, Mikey get mad
Saturday, he's not.
and kill everybody.
He's not, because his thing was, but you coming home to me, so it don't matter. I was like, all right.
That's something he would say too.
He does, because the Queens, y'all Queens niggas is different. I'll tell you that much. But and then Friday night.
Shout out to Queens.
Oh God. Friday night, what did we do? We went to another indie show, but we didn't stay long because it started late. But it's okay. It wasn't their fault. We went to Jeremy's show, but it started late, but it wasn't their fault.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make that very clear. It wasn't their fault. It was like 2 shows before his ran over a half hour late.
Damn.
Which then once again, when you have shows that are back to back, it's a domino effect. And then the first night of WrestleMania.
How's the crowd though? Oh, the crowd was good though. Yeah.
For what?
For you was at GCW, right?
For which one? Well, there's GCW, which is the Florida one, which is Jeremy's, and then there's GCW, which
the
is
Florida
Joe
one.
Janela one. Well, the Florida one, it was fine.
Which one that had like this, like people was fighting in the crowd? It
It
was
probably was a different show. I didn't go. I don't do
okay.
the deathmatch shit or any of that shit. So I don't really go for those shows.
I'm not a huge fan of those.
I'm not.
I
I don't
am.
go for it.
I low key am like I watch Superhuman.
That's low key. That was low key a COVID cesspool, and I'm
No,
cool with that.
Don't get me wrong.
I'm cool with
Don't get
that.
me wrong. That's like my cheap like little thrill. Like there's something on Human called Superhuman, and he just throw himself into like random stuff. Like he would go on a trampoline, and then he will go in a thumbtacks full of like a bed full of thumbtacks, and he'd be I shouldn't be watching it. It's definitely white trash, but it's I shouldn't be watching it. Like yo, I don't make it any better.
You can watch anything that you want to watch.
Yeah, like
But,
no one's
yo,
shading. Like no one's shading.
Literally when
That's
when his videos come out, I make sure that I put it on full HD.
This one got surround sound for a deathmatch.
And I watched it 3 or 4
Talking to
times,
the mic.
and I laugh at him. And it's like
It's
a guilty
entertaining.
pleasure.
It's fine.
Yo, it's a guilty pleasure.
It's completely okay.
Yo, I be feeling bad. Like, yo, what if like this is the stunt that he dies? Y'all be getting scared.
Okay, no, that's a bit too much.
I watched. Speaking of deathmatch, I watched David Arquette's special.
Right?
Oh, guy that you got low key beef with.
No, so you know what?
That got me for real?
No. I have a newfound respect for him.
Okay, talk about it.
Because
Every time you talked about David Arquette,
well, you have to understand he was a WCW champion. Like that was one of the worst decisions ever in professional wrestling.
But is it though? Because you do still talk about people still talk about it to this day. So was it the worst?
Oh, my personal favorite. It killed the business. I mean, unless the business is a zombie. So how they killed it?
But it's one of the reasons why WCW went downhill.
Yes.
Okay, for WCW,
But we're talking about WCW. I'm not talking about the business now because the business is still thriving. As we can see, we went to WrestleMania.
WCW,
yeah,
that was the beginning.
But so I watched it, and then it was really, really good. And he kept talking about it. Like it was like he was Bad Bunny before Bad Bunny. And hear me out.
I am.
He just
I mean, he said,
no, because
and I'm like this.
Tuned in.
No, because so hear me out. So he loved the business, cares about wrestling, was an avid wrestling fan, and he wanted to get into it. And he was telling upper management, I shouldn't have the title. What is wrong with you? Don't put the title on me.
There was some interview I heard that he said that. Yeah.
And then I think it was Vince Russo that was like, nah, we put the title on him.
Vince full throttled that shit.
We put a title on because of the movie that was coming out, and he just thought it would be more eyes on WCW. The thinking, I'm not mad at it.
It does make sense, though.
It does make sense. But
110%.
but the thing about it, it's like if Bad Bunny beat Bobby Lashley for the title.
So let me ask you a question. All right. Hindsight being 2020, right? Would it have been okay if he had won a U.S. championship?
No, he shouldn't have won a championship at all.
So why? You know what? Reason why that. So would you have been more acceptable if you won the hardcore title like Bad Bunny won the 24/7 title?
The thing about the way he won the hardcore title was like a sneak shit. It was not. It was the wrestling. The hardcore title is not as prestigious as the world title.
That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
but okay with
but even the U.S. title more prestigious. The Intercontinental title more. But the hardcore title 24/7 title is kind of like a play thing. It's not. You take it seriously, but it's not. It's like whatever.
You take it seriously by case basis.
Exactly. But the thing about it, when it comes to the world title, him winning that, it's like damn. Like Ric Flair had this title. Like one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, Sting. Like you can go down a list of names, and then you put David Arquette there.
2H. He had the title.
Yeah. So looking back at it, and then so I watched it, and I was like, "Yo, this is amazing. This is amazing stuff." Because he wanted to be, so he tried to go back into the business, and then he has a match at GCW with Nick Cage.
Oh my
in a
god!
death match.
Oh, God.
I couldn't watch the movie because he put the thing
So he put the thing. The thing went into his neck,
What
and he started
thing?
lights. It was light bulbs.
Wrestling lights.
Yo, so when we went to For the Culture, they had that shit to the side, like they had it like box, like lights and everything. I was just like, I can't get jiggy with that.
So he got hit with the light. He was bleeding out of his fucking neck. What's his name? What's Jungle Boy's father's name again?
The nigga from 91210.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was in the car with him because they're best friends.
Oh, okay.
So they were best friends. But long story short, watching that, you saw his love for the business. Then he started training again. He was actually training at Blade School. You know Blade?
Blade.
The black girl, not black person. She does like technical wrestling.
Jordan Blaze?
Yeah.
Okay.
She was training at her school.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was training like a bunch of schools. He was training with the librarian from AEW. Training with him.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah, training with him. So he was really trying to get into it. He was like doing indie shows and stuff like that. Like I want to wrestle him.
Let's make it happen.
But it was a great document. But speaking of deathmatch, he almost died.
Yeah, I don't.
And it was with the king of deathmatch, Nick Cage.
Listen, to each his own. I don't shame it. It's just not my cup of tea because I don't. It's not even because it's so bloody and gory. It's just like there's no storytelling. There's no nothing in that. I'm good on that.
I mean, I just like it because I would never do it. So it's my.
You gotta live through somebody else.
Yes.
Okay.
And one of the best dudes that like I low key think that like he goes a little bit too far because he thinks it's too real. New Jack. It's hell entertaining. Low key, I want to smoke with New Jack, but not his stuff, my stuff.
Yeah, because you never know.
New Jack, I'm never.
So it's so funny. Shout out to Tay.
Listen. I don't know her personally, but I feel like she knows me.
Well,
you know,
she knows the Jobbertears podcast.
And like,
so yeah.
yo, shout out to her because she's mad. Like, she looks like she's mad colorly and mad hug. Like,
she is.
Like
you gotta meet her.
Like,
she's super sweet.
She sounds like how she has an OD sweet mom voice. Like, yeah, guys, I just want peace and love, y'all.
Well, you know what?
She's a therapist.
She's a therapist, so that really.
I pay attention to the fans.
There you go. But fun fact is New Jack was standing behind her on the flight going to Tampa.
Yeah, I know. I saw it.
It's hilarious.
Yo, side note, shout out to the dude who wrote an article about D'Lo Brown interview, man. Shout out to you, dogs. I don't know who you are, but shout out to you, man. Like, that really made our day.
No, that shit is dope.
Shout out to all the haters who talk about how that we disrespected Alicia Fox. You know, the stands. A stand is not a good thing. Remember that?
I thought you were talking about standing man. I was like, what's stand on set?
So,
but no, but in fast forwarding, because then you guys can tell me the experience and the vibes that were at Legends. Night one, history was made that there was a rain delay for the first time ever at WrestleMania. So we get to the stadium. Maybe like 7:30. Like, we didn't, like, I'm never the one to be like, I gotta be in the stadium first type of thing. No.
Oh, you was on time. Oh, my bad. You was early.
We
could be early. You could be early for the white man.
We was on time. No, we were on time, but we didn't know where our seats. Like, it took us forever to actually get to our seats. But regardless of the fact, all I remember was Vince out, because that's where I stopped. We weren't even at our seats, and I stopped because I heard Vince's voice. I stopped. I was recording Vince, and then he just gave his welcome to WrestleMania thing, and I was like, woo! And I was expecting fireworks and shit, and then it got dead silent in the stadium. Dead silent. And we were just like, what the fuck's going on? And then we kept seeing people come out into the arena, into the stadium. So we were just like, what the fuck's going on? We finally get to our section. They're like, oh, it's lightning. So they paused the show. So everybody's texting me like, yo, y'all good? Like, what's going on? I'm like, what do y'all see? Because we don't see anything.
So when we were
you didn't watch it?
No, not yet.
So when we were at the bar, everybody suspected that, and people were getting texts from people that were down there. Like, there was a rain delay. It was to a point that we thought like maybe they were gonna cancel the show.
Yeah, like it was like maybe like 20 minutes, and it just was raining, and we all had ponchos on. So shout out to Walgreens. We all had ponchos on. So like we were all ready for the rain, but they were talking when lighting's involved, they didn't want anyone outdoors inside the stadium itself.
Yeah.
So we waited like maybe it felt like 15, 20 minutes. I don't know how long it felt like you guys watching on TV.
It was like 15 to maybe 30 minutes. It felt like.
Yeah, I felt like people were saying it felt like 30 minutes. So when they started letting us back into like the arena and to our seats, was literally it felt like they said go. Because literally we got our seat and Drew started coming out and we were just like, oh, okay.
So yeah,
and it was still raining
because you weren't watching. So what they did is have all the wrestlers cut promos.
Yeah,
some of them was good. Some of them. I
mean, obviously the ones that
they were throwing into that though. They had to because you didn't know.
But then you know who cut a good promo. Like
right.
Seth can cut a good promo. Kevin cut a good promo. Like the people who couldn't cut
MVP and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
so that's what they did.
It was awkward. Yeah.
They had people cut promos.
No, but I think that's smart. That's the way to do it.
It was the right thing to do. And then, but everybody at the bar was just like, "Yo."
So let me ask you a question.
No, I wasn't scared of them not canceling it. It just was like, "Yo, we about to be here all night."
So let me ask you a question. You know, let's start off the first match,
Vince,
right?
The show was going on.
Yo, how was seeing
Bobby retain?
No. Sorry. No, come on, dogs. Get to the climax. How was it seeing Drew McIntyre come out, the first dude coming out of WrestleMania? How was the atmosphere for that?
Listen, everybody was still getting to their seats. It was very lackluster. I'm so sorry. And y'all already know I feel like Drew dry as fuck. So I was just saying here like, oh, okay, this is cool. When Bobby came out, that's where I was like, oh shit, because people were chanting Bobby's name. So all you heard was Bobby. No, we can't see the graphics. Like what y'all see on TV, we couldn't see.
But you hear the music, right?
But the music, everything, pyro, music is all we hear. We don't hear commentary. We don't see the graphics thing. But literally, and it could have just been the section that I was in, everybody was chanting Bobby.
But the thing about you like people don't understand is that when her business was together, it was over.
Yeah.
That's one. And number two, even though Bobby is a heel champion at the bar, because like we always say live reactions, a live crowd, when we're at the bar, you kind of get a litmus test of who the person is, of how over the person is. When Bobby won, the bar went crazy.
The arena went crazy too. So that was the other thing. But so shout out to Shane Taylor who was with us night one of WrestleMania. He ended up coming with us. The match itself to us felt very lackluster. Like it wasn't like it was one of the matches that they built up, but it was just we didn't feel like it was like
you should have watched it on TV then.
It was like
on TV, boom. It was good. On TV.
Okay, so if y'all saw it then that's fine. But just being in the stadium and like I didn't want to blame it on the rain. I didn't want to blame it on time because I think it played a little bit of a role, but it just felt very lackluster.
Nah, the TV match, like you saw the brutality.
Nah, it had its couple of low points, but when it picked up,
ooh.
And it's also it was raining. It was like
like midway through the match, it stopped raining, and then it didn't rain anymore.
And I think that was one of the things. It's like it's raining, so we got to maneuver the right way and not bust our ass.
Yeah, because that ran when Andy Rose bust ass. That was funny as hell.
We got to like click out for you'll tell us. Did you go to both nights?
So I went. So night one, for me, Seth and Cesaro, woo, that shit had everybody on their fucking feet.
When you did that flip in the flip, how was the atmosphere? How was the?
No, that whole match, everybody energy was up, and I honestly think them going first kind of hurt them. It hurt them. It didn't help. It hurt Bobby and Drew going first. I think because of the elements and it being a delayed and everybody just now kind of getting their energy back up because like no one knew. No, I'm gonna rewatch it because no one knew what was gonna happen. Like we didn't know if they were gonna stop the show completely. We didn't know if the show was gonna be delayed for an hour, 2 hours because it didn't rain until like maybe 2 hours before the show, like before the doors open. And then at that point they had closed the parking lots. They had told everyone stay inside. Like it was crazy for the first like few hours of the day. And then so night two, real quick, it literally rained all day, literally pouring raining all day. So we were all sitting like, yo, are we gonna be able to go to the show? Because it's raining. So we go to brunch. And then we go back to the house and then we get ready. We didn't get into the stadium again till like about 8 o'clock when they're like on the dot, like when the show started. And thankfully it did not rain at all once the show started.
Quickly, what did you like better, night one or night two?
Night one, hands down, was the better night.
Yeah, so from being from watching at home, that's what everybody says. Night one. Night one was better. And at the bar, the energy was high for night one.
Way different.
And I don't know what it was, maybe because it was a Saturday night. Like, you know, people about to do, you know what it is. It's a different feel Saturday night. You don't got to work the next day. So the vibe was like night one was it.
It felt like an NXT.
Yeah. Night two for me personally,
it felt like a WWE pay-per-view.
The only match that had gotten me like, yo, this is fucking fire, and this is just me personally, was the main event. Roman, Edge and Daniel.
So my two was actually Kevin Owens and Sammy.
Me too.
So the stadium was kind of like they were a little hyped for that, and I thought it was a decent match, and then, you know, Kevin stunning old boy was pretty funny too. But other than that,
for me, I said my two matches
was Roman and and seeing Edge's entrance live took night two. I said, I'm good.
I got a question.
I'm super good.
I got a question. How was it seeing the Fiend?
So. And I was a little disappointed in the entrance. I'm not even gonna hold.
Wait a minute, you didn't see him?
No,
we saw
everything. No, so it was the box, and then Alexa like build up the box,
so
like it was a Jack in the Box.
So wait a minute, you didn't see the part when he come out the tunnel and evolve?
No.
Oh, you gotta watch that on TV.
On TV, but
yeah,
no, just the atmosphere and it not raining. Night two was just a little better. I definitely hope and pray. I kind of like, if it's worth it. If both cards on both nights are worth it, doing it 2 nights is okay.
I agree with you.
The way that the cards ended up being for this past one, it should have just been 1 night. Because you could tell everybody energy was gone night 2.
Yeah, but the thing about it, even if, let's say, the card was good night 2, that high that you got from night 1,
you're never
gonna match night 2. So my whole thing is that because my boy came out, Pesto Poppy, so shout outs to him. He was like, yo, I like night 2, I like the 2 nights. But I was like, yeah, but not, you kind of need 1 night so the energy could be high.
So so that you have, like I said, you have the up and down.
I agree.
And it gets everybody on the card. Like WrestleMania is about everybody.
I agree, but then again, what happened a couple years ago? Like when Kofi won, everybody was super high. By the time he hit Becky Lynch, everybody was super low.
Now that's
not fair.
That's more about placement, and it's more about timing on that one, because they were running out of time for Becky in the match. So they were really like, yo, like wrap it up.
I understand that, but then again, the night, if had 2 nights,
and in all honesty, it's about what you're more invested in. Everybody, no matter what you say, what you do, everybody was invested in Bianca and
right. But night 1, if you notice,
and Sasha,
night 1 was full with SmackDown storylines. It was more SmackDown oriented. That you could tell it was more belly renting. Like certain going into was better.
Thought there were more SmackDown matches off both nights. Like I had to think about it.
Think about it, right? Yeah, and that shows you SmackDown's a better show. But that's not that's not the audience for. That's WWE for.
But 1 night is just more. It just works better, convenience
in terms of scheduling, because like to go to like. It wasn't an inconvenience because we had the car. The stadium was only 15 minutes away from where we were at, and it's 15 minutes away from really anything in Tampa. Where it's placed is not inconvenient. So you could do 2 nights and it not feel like, oh shit, I gotta go all the way back out there. For Dallas, they have to do 1 night. That stadium is in Arlington. That stadium is 30 minutes from downtown Dallas. You cannot have, and the parking there is trash. Just as an FYI to those that are planning to go to Dallas, the parking is trash. It's a huge stadium to have over 90,000 people. We drove. So luckily when we went to Dallas, it was me, Peter, David, and I forget, and Quintus was with us.
Yeah.
David ended up having a friend that lived a block away from the stadium and let us park the car in his backyard. Like we lucked out for parking in Dallas. But to have 90,000+ people drive to AT&T Stadium for 2 days, that is wild. Like that could not happen.
So my thing is this way. So if they do it 1 night, don't get mad if you do another WrestleMania SmackDown.
Well, no, because SmackDown's gonna be on a Friday, so you can't be mad about that.
That's not a big deal. But the thing about it, you take away 2 nights is great. I'm not knocking.
2 nights was definitely helpful as fuck.
But what you're doing is taking the attraction away. WrestleMania is a day. WrestleMania is epic. That's why the Super Bowl is such a great thing.
Imagine if the Super Bowl, or imagine like the last 4 teams play back to back, and then that last night they go for the Super Bowl.
That's totally different. It's just like All-Star Weekend.
No, but
let me finish. All-Star Weekend. Traditionally, it's 2 nights. You get the spectacle, the dunk contest, all that one night, and night 2 you get the game. You know why it works? Because we got trained we got trained like that. So WWE, we got trained for 1 night. I understand where everyone's coming from. It keeps the attraction alive, but it's WrestleMania. Last year, you know why both nights felt like very good? Because both nights had good matches.
But I get what you're saying. It's easy to digest, but it's a spectacle. From a branding purpose, it's a spectacle. It's a one-time thing. It's a night. Like, you got to be there that night.
Because but that was kind of like the pros. Like, there's pros and cons. I like the fact that there was 2 nights because it gave people the opportunity to choose either one or the other or both nights. Because you have people that can't, like, if it's one day and you can't get that one day off, you screwed. So doing 2 days, like, it's a gift and a curse. It's not gonna work for every city. It definitely will not work for Dallas. Personally, because I did WrestleMania 32. That 2 night shit is not gonna carry, especially if you're gonna have 90 to 100,000 people there. It's not gonna work. But I will leave off before we do sign off is that I was just blessed that the whole weekend it was just nothing but good vibes. Nothing seeing people work during their first WrestleMania weekend. Nothing tops that type of shit. So, like, shout out to every single indie person on the road, day in and day out, every weekend that worked their ass off to have their first, their second, their third match during WrestleMania weekend. It's a big deal. And once again, it's not always spoken about. It's not always told to people. So no, I do definitely want to shout out to every single person. There were people that worked 3 shows in one night. Like, that literally drove. There were people that drove down from Jacksonville, came down to Tampa, wrestled back to back, and still had to wrestle the next morning. Like, when I tell you WrestleMania weekend is just like it's a blur, it can be that way, but literally every single person that participated in every show needs to be recognized and accomplished.
I just feel like overall, I guess what you're saying, I agree with everybody. I hope everybody had a good time.
But no, everyone it was dope.
Like, even up here, it was a whole vibe.
And then but I felt personally time stopped when Sasha and Bianca was in the ring, and just to be there and just to see that moment, and then which I didn't get to see on TV is Montez came out.
Yeah, we saw it after, yeah.
And Montez that came out, and then she hugged her family. Like, just for her to have that moment is just, it's unheard of. And just to be there and see it live and in color, like, that to me was the most important thing of the weekend, was to see that match, because it definitely makes history, and it definitely tells that there's more to come. And I think that's the important part. But anyone that, once again, Tampa was a good time. Dallas, it may be a different vibe, but it's definitely going to be a good time. And everything is bigger in Texas, so we're going to have a good time. We're going to plan hopefully some things out there too. So once again, every year it's going to get bigger and better. So that's just the kind of the goal and the wish. Before we do go off air, May 29th, Ridgeville Park, Battle Club Pro comes back.
We back, niggas.
We are back. So they will crown a new champion. So it is 2 shows in one day. So make sure tickets are on sale right now. So make sure to hit up either Joaquin or us for any information that you may have. Once again, it's 2 shows, one afternoon, one evening, May 29th. So it is
Memorial Day weekend. So if you got plans, you want to come up to New York for the weekend, come hang out.
Memorial Day weekend.
We should do. Never mind. She sounds like we should do the brunch that weekend, but never mind. But make
Sunday.
sure we'll talk about that later. Make sure it's too soon. Make sure that once again, get tickets. They are on sale right now. Once again, Battle Club Pro returns to Ridgeville Park.
I got put in the
May
link
29th.
Thanks for reminding me.
So all the information, you can hit us up personally, or you can hit up Joaquin, the owner of Battle Club Pro. Other than that, thank you to every single person that came out this past weekend at Legends, both nights.
Shout out to Backstage Brawl, shout out to Dirty Hill, shout out to Weed and Wrestling, shout out to those wrestling girls, shout outs to who else came? Anyone else I missed? Please forgive me. Don't blame my memory. Blame the weed.
Blame the weed. Anyway,
Who said that?
You cannot blame the weed.
Yes, I can.
You cannot.
Matter of fact, I can't blame the weed. Shout out to weed. Shout out to Chroma. For legalizing weed in New York.
Fatty Cuomo.
I could smoke in cops' face. They can't arrest me. Hold it. Blow the grip.
All right, so we're gonna end that off now. Any last words before we do go?
I can't stand y'all Alicia Fox stands. I hate all of y'all.
Okay, well, we're not gonna end that off. We want to thank Thunder Rosa. So if you have not heard the interview this past week, we had
Thunder Rosa. The link is in the description below.
All right, so thank you.
Side note, for everybody who's not subscribed to the YouTube, it helps the algorithm. Please like, share, subscribe. It helps to put a little money in our pocket, man, to stay out the Hunger Games, man. Thank you to everybody, man. Let Janelle say the words at the end.
Thank you guys so much. So thank you to Thunder Rosa. And then, of course, thank you to the phenomenal Jazz for joining us earlier in the episode today. So we do appreciate both
that D-Lo interview, description below, too.
This one and D-Lo. So once again, thank you guys so much. Until next week, hashtag Black Excellence, hashtag we are out. I was over, got the hands in motion. If you go with rolling, no need to focus. Traveling states and over oceans. You gotta wait till your coast chosen. Try to have lines outside the show like Harry Potter releases at Barnes & Noble.